Hey guys, and welcome to my first crochet tutorial. My name is Jelly Bean. My business is JellysKrochet. Bear with me, this is my first time doing this. Today I will be showing you guys how to create this. This is my Tapestry for Beginners video, and I'm going to show you how to just make this simple letter A. And I'm going to show you the tools that you would need. This is a graph that I've created that shows you your A, a pan. This is the yarn that I'm using. I'm not using a specific color, but this is the brand. Premier anti-piling everyday. This is the DK, but you can use DK or you can use the regular one. I usually use the regular everyday, but DK works too. The difference between the DK and the regular everyday is the DK is a little lighter. It's a 3, whereas the regular one is a 4. But potato, potato, tomato, tomato. It works whatever works for you. I'm gonna put that to the side, and I'll also be using a 4mm crochet hook. I have my snips here, and I have my tapestry needle. Mine's a little bent up from, a lot of projects, but nonetheless, whatever. Okay, so first I'm going to explain this graph. So this is your graph. When doing like graph GANs and tapestry projects, you'll 9 out of 10 times have a graph. This graph, I created it on my own using Stitch Fiddle. These are the numbers. You see these numbers here, 10, and then you see 14. So the numbers 1 to 10, they represent the width of your project. So it will be 10 stitches across. And then the numbers going up vertically, they represent the number of rows you had. So you see it's 14. Also, you see that the even numbers are here, and then the odd numbers are right here. So the way that you work with these graphs is literally left, right. For right-handers, I'm not a left-hander, I'm a right-hander. So this is for right-hand crochet. Left, right? So row 1 is across. Then you have row 2, then you have row 3, you have row 4, and so on and so forth. It's really, really easy. Honestly, I feel like for me personally, once you get the idea of how to do this, it's fairly easy, okay? So let's jump right into it. Today, I'm going to be using 2 different color yarns. This is going to be the base of my square, and this color is called African Violet. And then we're going to also use, this is cream for the letter. Okay, so I like to keep a pen nearby because usually when I'm doing tapestry projects, I like to like cross out as I go along. So just in case I have to stop and put it down, I know exactly where I am. So boom. And usually I go like this, like I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you don't want to count, you also have this. But when you have like a bigger project with kind of like smaller squares, you can still count. If like you're in the middle and you can't see, counting is always good. And usually I'll just write 10, right? That's what I do. So what you're gonna do is start off with attaching your yarn in the hook like so, and then you're gonna crochet 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now you have 11 on the hook. You're going to crochet in the second crochet from the hook, the second stitch from the hook, and you're going to crochet. So that's your first, like so. Sorry, there's like a piece of hair on me. And then that's 1, and then you're going to keep crocheting across. You should have 10 double crochets in that first row. So like so. This is the last one. Get it in there good. Okay, now we're gonna count. 1, this one is kind of like, a little down, but it's right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you see your chart, 10. I usually like cross it out as I go. I'm gonna try to zoom in just a little bit. All right, there we go. That's a little, adjust my camera a little better. Boom. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is now we're moving to row 2. Row 2 is just blank. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add. Your white would be your base color, and then your black would be your secondary color. So now we're here, 10 again. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna chain 2, you're gonna turn, right? And you're gonna work right back in this first double crochet right here. So your chain 2, it doesn't count as a stitch, it's just your stitch to go up, if that makes sense. That's your up stitch to go to your next row. So you're gonna double crochet right back in here. So that's your first stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that last one, you know, is right there. Just get it. That's 10. So this completes the first 2 rows. So you have 10 here and you have 10 here. So now this row is complete. Now for the next 10 rows, we're going to be working this letter A, right? So this is where things get a little tricky, but it's really not that hard. So I'm going to try to explain it the best way I can and as slow as I can. So boom. So now we're 3. So like I said again, I like to mark my charts. Also, when I'm crocheting, because I'm a little, you know, good at this, and I'm like reading the charts, it's easier for me to roll to see 2. Of course, this is black, you can't really see it, but 2, 2. So when I'm crocheting sometimes, like as I'm looking down, I can see 2, you know, as a guide. Okay, so we're going to chain 2 again. 1, 2. We're going to turn our work and we're going to do 2. We're going to do 1 double crochet first, right? 1 in your first stitch from the hook. Now for your second one, right, you're not going to finish this with the color you're using for your base. You're going to do it halfway and switch to this color, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So yarn over, pull it through, you know, regular double crochet, pull it through 2. Now usually with a double crochet, you'll wrap it again and finish it off. What you're going to do now is take your other color, you're going to wrap it around the yarn, regular, just like if you were starting it, wrap it again, and you're going to use this color to now finish that double crochet. So now it switches to the next color that you need. And I like to pull my strings tight. And you can also just, you're going to double crochet along over this tail because you're going to need it for the rest of the row. But this little tail here, you could either leave it and sew it in later, or you can double crochet on it as well. So then what you're going to do is 1 double crochet, right? Because right here we did our 2. Now we're right here, right? So we did that 1. And then for this one, you're going to do it once again, the switching over. You're going to push it in, yarn over, pull it through 1. And then, so now you have 3, right? That little tail, you can just swoop it to the back and get it out your way, okay? Now you have these 2, right? You need to get, as I'm using purple as my base, this is my base. So what I like to do is the color that we're switching from, I like to just leave it in the front, take the color behind, right? Wrap it, boop, easy. So now you just did 2. You just did your first color change. Now you're gonna go again. 1, 2, and you don't finish. Remember, you still have 2 on the hook. You're gonna take your B color, as I like to call it, which is the color you're using for your A, wrap it, and you see I always pull this one because I like to pull them tight so it's not too loose. Pull through 2. So now you just did these 2. You're gonna cross that off, and then now you have 2. You have 4 more stitches left. So you have the cream left, and then you have the purple. So then you wrap it. That's 1 double crochet. Sorry, show camera. And then you have another one. You pull, you have the 2 on the hook, right? You wrap it. So now you're here. This is what your work should look like right now. This is the bottom of your A. This is what your work should look like. So now, As you can see on the chart, cross this out because we did that. As you can see on the chart, right, you don't need your B color anymore. So what you're going to do, right, you don't need to crochet over it to bring it along because you don't need it. What you're going to do is you're just going to tuck it to the behind, and you're just going to keep double crocheting with your last two with your A color. In my case, my A color is purple. Is this African violet? See? It's not that hard. So, cross that out. So, now that we actually have the letters working, your odd side is your right side, which is the front side of your work, and then the even side is the behind side. So when you're on the odd row, this is the right. You know, this will be your front facing side. Like if you were sewing it onto something or whatever, this will be the side that's facing forward that you will be showing. This will be the side that would be, you know, your hidden side, or the side, let's say if you're making a pillow, this will be the side that's inside of your pillow. So when you're making your changes, right, I like to keep my yarns on the wrong side, as we would call it, not on the right side. I will keep it on the wrong side. So that way all the transitioning you're doing with the yarns, that's, you know, you're not seeing it on the side. You're going to only see it on the behind side. So now we're going to move on to row 4. So now we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work. And what do we have here for yoke? So we're going to mark 2, 2, 2. So first 2 stitches in the 4th row is your 2 of the A color. So again, double crochet in that first stitch, wrap, and then you're going to move on to this stitch, right? You have your 2 loops on here, and what you're going to do, the same thing. This is already here, so you don't have to cut it or anything. You just leave it. You just bring it right back up. You just wrap it. Then you'll just put this yarn here because you're going to double crochet over this. And that's it. 1. And now you have your 2. You have your 2 loops on your hook right here. I'm going to grab your base color, which is mine is the purple. Finish that double crochet. So you just did the first 4 stitches in this row. So we'll cross it off. 4, boom. We have 2, 4, 6 more stitches. So now we're here. We're going to double crochet. 1. Stop at the last 2 of the second double crochet. Take this yarn here. Pull it up. We just finished this. Now we're going here. Double crochet. And then leave your last 2 hooks. Sorry, leave your last 2 loops on the hook. Grab this, pull. See? Now remember, we're going to put this to the side because we don't no longer need this. We just need the 2 last for your base color. Oop. Whoa. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. So double crochet, double crochet, and you just finish your 4th row. Easy. I will note to you that your yarn, when doing like tapestry and these kind of graphans and stuff like this, your yarn will tangle up, so it's good to kind of like unravel the balls as you go, because if you keep going and going without unraveling, by the time you get to the end, your yarn is all twisted in each other. Okay, so now we're in row 5. So what we just did here for these last 2 rows, we're going to do them again 1, 2, 3 more times, okay? So row 5, 2, 2, 2. I'm going to show you guys slowly one more time, and then the next 2 rows, I'm just going to breeze past it, okay? So boom, we're here for your row 5. So this is 2, 4, row 5. 2 double crochets with your A color. 1. Stop with your last 2. Grab your yarn. Wrap it. Pull through. double crochet, 1, stop at your last 2, wrap it, crochet, 1, stop at your last 2, grab your B color, wrap it, and double crochet, stop at your last 2. Now we're done with this color. We just tuck it behind on that even side. And that completes your row 5. So you see, it's kind of starting to look like an A right here, right? And I didn't stop in the midst of me, you know, crocheting to cross these out, but you can if you want to. You don't have to every few stitches, you know, just to keep count. Being that this is a big chart, you know, it's a little bit easier where you don't really have to, but if you still, you know, want to keep ahead of or just keep track of what you're doing, you can. So now we have row 6 and row 7. We're going to do the same thing. What's right here, we're going to do it again for 2 more stitches. Okay, 2 more rows. And feel free if you need to, if I'm crocheting too fast for these next 2 rows, if you need to pause the video, go right ahead and just come back when you're ready. Okay, this was my row 6, and now we're on my row 7. Okay, so I just finished row 7. So now we're here at row 8. So now you can see row 8 is different. Row 8 will be the complete the stroke across for your A, for your letter A. So 2, right? And this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't really see the 6 here, but 6, and then 2. So we're doing row 8. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to turn our work. We have 2 of your B color. So that's 1, 2. And with the last 2 loops on the hook, we're going to switch over to our B color. Right? And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing 6 in your B color. So we're going across and we're chaining over. 1, 2. Technically, this is called carrying your yarn over. When you're chaining over to bring it to this side. 3, 4, 5, And on the sixth one, remember we stop when we have the last 2 loops on our chain. So as you can see, this is what it should look like. It should mimic this. So we did these 2 and we did these 6. And now we're gonna double crochet 1, 2. So this finishes your row 8. This is what it should look like. I'm gonna chain 2, we're gonna turn, and now we're here. So then for the next 1, 2, 3, we're going back to the same pattern that we did for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 rows. We're gonna go back to that same pattern. So 2, 2, 2, 2. So we're gonna do this, that pattern that we did down here, we're gonna do this 3 times. Don't forget to kind of untangle your yarn as you go, because it's definitely, the balls are going to get all tangled up with each other. Okay, so I'm just going to stop real quick on row 9 just so you guys can see. You see how that's kind of that, it's forming the A continuously? So we did that. And then you're going to do your row 10. Then you're going to do row 11. And then we're going to do this slowly together. So 2 more rows, 10 and 11. Okay, I just finished row 10. Now we're going to do row 11. Don't forget, if you need to take your time and I'm moving too fast when I'm skimming through these rows, just pause the video and just come back when you're ready. Okay, so I just finished row 11. So this is what we're here right now when you're on your row 11. It looks like an H. So you got your 2 starting rows here. You got your A. Looks like an H. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do the top of the A, which is actually the last row in your A. So it will be this bar right here to complete your A altogether. So what do we have? So we're going to have 3 double crochets of your A color, then 4 double crochets of your B color, and then 3 double crochets of your A color. So chain 2, turn, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and your 3rd double crochet is going to be right on top of your B color here. 2. Then when you get your 2 loops, you know exactly what to do. Don't doubt yourself. You switch, you pull that up, and then you now do your 4. 1, 2, 3, and on your 4th one, you have your 2 loops like so. You already know we're switching. And now we're done with this, so we're just going to leave it to the side for now. And we're going to do our 1, 2, 3. Chain up and turn. And now, you see? Your A. That's the hardest part is done. Look at that. Look at you. You did that. You did the hardest part of this whole graph. So, what we're going to do now is you can fasten off this. You can leave a little tail if you want to sew it, if you want to double crochet over it. The choice is yours. I'm trying to detangle my yarn. There we go. And now we're going to do, so this is done. And we're just doing 10 double crochets for the next 2 rows, just straight across. Chain 2, and we're just going straight across, putting a double crochet in every stitch. I like to kind of double crochet over the tail that we just cut off right here, like so, just where the color is, so it kind of blends a little bit. And then when I don't want to use the color, just put it back to the back like so. And you just keep double crocheting. And this is the part where you start feeling all excited because you're like, oh my God, I did this. That's row 13, and now we're going to do row 14. And look, you're done. Your A, it's done. Wow, this wasn't that hard now, was it? Please, this is my first video, so please, positive feedback, questions, concerns, I will be happy to answer all of them. Depending on what you plan to do with your A, you can fasten off here, sew in your ends. You can do like I did on this one and do a single crochet border all around. Don't forget you have your ends to snip and sew in. But this is the hardest part and it's done. This is your letter A. As of right now, I don't have this chart on my Etsy page with my other patterns, but I will be uploading it soon. So please, keep checking in and staying up. I will put my Etsy link in the description box. Thank you guys so much for joining in with this video. I hope that it was easy and easy to follow. Again, this is my first video. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the whole alphabet yet, but we're going to start with A. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.